Hello and welcome to Ysgol Cragydon's Easter podcast. Today we will be talking about the history of Easter, Easter across the world, and Easter symbols and traditions. Enjoy! History of Easter Bunny by Polly. The history of the Easter Bunny has been a tradition across the world for many years. It all started in the 1700s. It started in Germany as an Easter hare, and originally played the role of making sure children were good around Easter, similar to the naughty and nice list made by Santa Claus. As part of the legend, the Easter Bunny carries around coloured eggs, sweets, and sometimes toys in their Easter basket, and brings them to the homes of children, again similar to Santa Claus. Why did they start the myth with a bunny, not a dog or something? It's because a bunny or a rabbit symbolises new beginnings, and it's what Easter's all about. Thank you for listening.
Hi, welcome to my short segment on Why Do We Celebrate with Easter Eggs by Summer. Eggs represent new life and rebirth, and it's thought that this ancient custom became a part of Easter celebrations. In the medieval period, eating eggs was forbidden during Lent, the 40 days before Easter. So on Easter Sunday, tucking into an egg was a real treat. Thank you.
Easter Symbols and Meanings by Anea. Hello and welcome to my podcast. Easter symbols and traditions have evolved over time, though some have been around for centuries. To Christians, Easter is a celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, though not many Easter traditions are found in the Bible. A symbol we all know of in the Easter holidays is probably the Easter Bunny. The legend of the Easter Bunny began with German migrants telling stories of an egg-laying bunny. Even though it's not mentioned in the Bible, the long-eared creature has become a promoted symbol of Easter. The exact origins of the mystical mammal are unclear, but rabbits were always known to be a symbol of new life. The egg, an ancient symbol of new life, has been associated with pagan festivals celebrating spring. From a Christian perspective, Easter eggs are said to represent Jesus' emergence from the tomb and resurrection. Decorating eggs for Easter is a tradition that dates back to at least the 13th century, according to some sources. One explanation for this custom is that eggs were formerly a forbidden food during the Lenten season, so people would paint and decorate them to mark the end of the period of fasting, and then eat them on Easter as a celebration. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed it.
Easter Around the World by Anya. Fly a kite. In Bermuda, people fly homemade kites on Good Friday. Legend has it the tradition started when a local teacher had trouble explaining Jesus' resurrection to his Sunday school class, so he made a kite to explain the concept. Make a fire. In areas of northwestern Europe, native light large bonfires called Easter fires on Easter Sunday and Monday. They began as a way to chase the winter away, but now they bring communities together. Put on a costume. In Sweden, children dress up as Easter witches and wear old clothes. Similar to our Halloween, the children walk around the neighbourhoods, but they trade their artwork for candy. Make an omelette. Residents of Hawks, France, serve an enormous omelette on Easter Monday. They use more than 4,500 eggs and feed up to 1,000 people. Make a bonnet. Easter bonnets parades take place in Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Children can decorate their own bonnets and with bunny ears, chickens, eggs, chocolates, or flowers. Thank you for listening. Have a brilliant Easter.
Welcome to Ava's and Lily's podcast about Germany. On Easter Sunday, German families traditionally come together for a big Easter brunch, and variety of buns and spreads are served, and painted boiled eggs are a must. In many families, children help painting the eggs and decorate them with patterns such as bunnies or flowers. A traditional Easter meal consists of lamb, which represents innocence of humility, accompanied by fresh vegetables and potatoes. Festive cakes are, of course, also a staple ingredient for Easter Sunday afternoon coffee and kuchen. I don't know how to say that.
Thank you for listening. Happy Easter. Toodaloos.
Hello, my name is Madison and I will be telling you about Easter in Brazil.
Easter in Brazil, a country with one of the world's largest Catholic populations, tends to revolve around religious celebrations and family, and of course Easter eggs. This year falls on April 1st, another significant day for all the other jokers out there, which is the first Sunday after the full moon of the spring equinox, when the Brazilian autumn season begins as based on the lunar calendar. Let's take a closer look at how Easter is celebrated in Brazil. The first signs of Easter arrive at least a month before the official day and are found in the local supermarkets. Every year, from the major supermarket chains to the smaller local stores, row upon row of Easter eggs are strung across the tops of aisles. Easter eggs make up an important part of the Easter celebrations, and typically loved ones will exchange Easter eggs or simple chocolates. Easter eggs can be quite expensive in Brazil on Easter Sunday. Although the commercial side of Easter is readily apparent, there is also a strong religious side that millions of Brazilians take part in. Easter itself is part of Semana Santa, or Holy Week, which begins on Palm Sunday, March 25th, 1 week before Easter, and is the most important event on the religious calendar from the Roman Catholic Church. During this week, religious services take part across the country, incorporating traditions such as weaving crosses from palm branches, speeches, prayer, and ceremonies. On Good Friday, most households in Brazil will avoid eating meat and eat fish instead. Many Brazilians go to church in the afternoon and spend the rest of the day with their family and close friends. Good Friday, which is one most 30 this year, is a national holiday in Brazil, as it is in many countries across the world. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Happy Easter, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to our podcast with
Alfie.
Izzy and Isabel.
Today we'll be doing Easter in Argentina.
Easter in Argentina is a huge festival all about spending quality time with family, eating special Easter dishes. It's not just the day or weekend in Argentina. Along with much of the Spanish-speaking world, they celebrate Semana Santa.
In many South American countries, there are parades going on each day during Semana Santa. In Argentina, they celebrate a carnival where people gather in the streets to dance together and sing folk songs, as they do many other occasions as well.
After a savoury meal of lamb or meat, dessert is served. A traditional Argentine dessert is called rosca de Pascua. Traditionally, they cook lovely asado or roasted lamb, bake fruits, chocolate, dragé and cream. Also try empanadas de Vigilia, a special pastry with cheese and ham, or torta de Pascua, a pie with spinach which is prepared according to a particular recipe. With the Lenten period coming to an end, Argentinians often celebrate Easter Sunday with an asado or traditional Argentine barbecue.
On this day, they will traditionally serve a meal of red meat, and it is common for this meat to be lamb. After a savoury meal of lamb or meat, dessert is served.
Argentina is technically a Catholic country, so Easter is celebrated here. However, the festivities are a little bit more low-key than in other South American countries, where Semana Santa or Holy Week is a time of serious celebration.
Deal.
Thanks for watching our podcast on Easter in Argentina.
Hello, as you guys know, I am Celeste, and today I'm doing Easter in ancient Rome. Some Christians wrongly believe the Jews killed Jesus Christ, even though Jesus was a Jew. However, Jesus was put to death by the 5th Roman governor of Judea, Pontius Pilate, who saw his teaching as a threat to the rule of Rome. Jesus was 33 years old when he was crucified, which also means that this person was nailed to a cross. We think that the year of birth of Jesus was as AD 1. Pontius Pilate was born in 12 BC before Christ, so historically it is possible to pinpoint exactly when Jesus was crucified and when he was born by looking at other historic dates. Exodus, when the Hebrews were liberated, took place sometime between 1450 BC and 1270 BC, a long time before the birth of Christ. After Exodus, every year the festival of Passover was celebrated to mark the liberation of the Hebrews from slavery in Egypt. It is called the Passover because it refers to the passing over of the forces of destruction when God punished Egypt for enslaving the Hebrews with 10 plagues and ordered the death of each firstborn son of the Egyptians as the final plague. Moses led the Hebrews to freedom when the Red Sea parted to allow them to cross. How the Jewish festival of Passover became the basis for the Christian festival of Easter much later is open to speculation. Easter marks the crucifixion of Jesus on Good Friday and his resurrection 3 days later on Easter Sunday. Thank you for listening. I hope you like Easter in ancient Rome.
This podcast was performed and researched by the Craggy Don podcast crew. Tune in next time. Diolch am gwrando. Pas capus. Happy Easter!